Feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like island. Whoa, inbox full of contracts, I signed with a stylist. Yeah, blue faces blowing up like violet. Talk about the things they're gonna say when they see me, and when they see me, they just dap me up and say good to meet me. I keep it going, flowing over this and make it look easy. Easy for me to say I do this every day of the week. I'm eager to be the one they talk about when all said and done with it. I'm the feature that they want, but then they don't when I come with it. I'm a scene, still a seat, filler, blow up the numbers, and I ain't leaving no crumbs, so you know when I'm done with it. I'm a new school vibe with an old soul, oh so great. Stay paid by the boatload, don't go chasing a wave. I'm a rowboat, blow smoke right through the face of the ozone. Oh no, I got the bag, I'm back to just double it. I'm about to pop the top, I've been bubbling. They want the spot, but I do not cut them in. They tryna plot my drop, they been huddling. Feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like island.
Yo!
Whoa, inbox full of contracts, I signed with a stylist.
Yo!
Yeah, blue faces blowing up
Yo,
like
I know a
violet.
lot of people praying for my downfall, but the only thing that I'll be down for is being top 5, but like down 4. I'm down
Yo!
to earth like the ground floor, but I've been flying so long, I tend to ask people, what's the ground for? Man, I'm only
Bald!
hit it up, see my flow volcanic, it's the
Bald! Bald! He's bald! Bald! Let's get a chant going. Bald! Bald! Let's go! What's up? What the fuck is up? Wait 1 second. Anyway, play more of the song.
I erupt. Heard the fans getting rowdy cause they haven't had enough. You know I'm running the city, you just running out of luck. Yeah, I say that with my chest, I flow hard. It's no wonder they easily impressed. I'm so far, but I'm always coming back with something fresh. I never rest, where you'll never catch this ego in a nest. I invest my time in a booth,
this is
I
getting
find a
messy.
beast. I used to piece the boom in my mind. My ex knows this, let me expose this. She left cause she don't wanna be with an explosive. Man, I'm just
Feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to Marketing Monday. Well, we'll get there in a second. We're actually going to vibe for a bit. How are you doing? What's going on? How is everything? Where's Lloyd? Dude, I have to clean this room. I got Lloyd costumes. I got a Super Mario hat. I got Lego gloves. I got Rivendell. I got 16 books. I gotta clean. And I will. But there's a lot to talk about today. There's actually a ton to talk about today. Solid colored beige plaid. That's what this is. This is a solid colored beige plaid. You nailed it. Ledsy, I finished my semester today, so I'm ready to ban every single bad chatter. Okay, well, watch out. Watch out, bad chatters. Ledsy finished his semester. Went to ChatGPT, asked it to do its work for him, copy-pasted it, and now he's fucking back on the grind. I am writing a final essay. What are you writing it on? I'm sure Ledsy can help you. He's a genius writer. I'm in Japan for a month holiday, but I parked my ass in a Starbucks to watch Marketing Monday. Bro, go enjoy Japan. The VOD will be here. I appreciate that, but, go enjoy Japan, bro. I had a great time there in Japan. Yeah, there's a lot to do. What, are you in Tokyo? Are you in Kyoto? Or where are you? Let me see. Maybe I'll Top Gun it. Feeling so tall, I can give a high five to the pot. There's a reason for this. There's a reason for this. Watching from the gym, the gains can wait. Okay. There's no gains coming, bro. No, I'm not knocking you. Maybe you will. But when you're watching stuff on your phone at the gym, you know what you're doing. And I've done the same thing. It's where you go to the gym, but you kind of walk around a little bit, do a couple lifts, and then you pull out your phone and you waste a whole rest of the time, and then you go home. That's the fucking play. All right. I'm very aware of it. Prepping for surgery, but this stream seems more important. Yes, absolutely. So are you the surgeon or are you being operated on? Either way, I think it's a good idea to stop, pause, and reflect about goings on in the world of marketing and business, which we'll talk about. I'll probably start it at 8, maybe 7:55. We should shit for a bit. Beer in one hand, Atrioc in the other, and the open road ahead. Such an awful standard to set. Awful. True proud American, though. A big A. Did you see the new article saying the U.S. will soon default on its debt if it doesn't raise the debt limit? Yeah, that happens all the time. It's happened a million times. This time's a little bit different. I'm not going to include this in Marketing Monday, but it's very interesting. There is a popular trade going on. All right, imagine this. Imagine this. Let's get paint out. Okay? Let's use paint and explain it for a second. Can you see this? Okay. All right. Oh, wait. Need a... There. Get a little house. Okay? Okay. Okay. Oh, I got a raid? Thanks for the raid. I don't know who it was. Oh, wait. I want to explain what CDOs are real quick. Because you might have seen Big Short, but you might not know. Okay? All right. So imagine you. This is you, chatter. You'll be green. This is you. Tag yourself. This is you. You live in this house. Okay? This is your house. All right? And you're an extremely safe person, and you have a normal house, and you never do anything dangerous, and so you don't really think you need much insurance on your house. You know, it's like $1 million house, and you think the chances of it burning down are pretty slim. But if you wanted to, you could buy fire insurance on your house. Okay, in case your house lights on fire, you get a whole $1 million back. That's insurance, and CDOs were designed as insurance on bonds failing, basically like debt not getting paid back. Yeah, so fire insurance. But what people figured out was you don't have to be the owner of the house to buy it. So let's say your neighbor, for example, this guy who's cool, he's got glasses. He's a fucking Giga Chad. He's always smoking. The longest cigarette in the world. He's always smoking around big drums of leaking oil. Okay? Now this guy's fucking dangerous. So, if you're a smart investor, instead of buying fire insurance on your own house, that way you only get paid if your house burns down, you can buy fire insurance on his house. And you don't even own the house. So normally, like, the house going up means nothing to you. Only if the house burns down do you make any money. That is CDOs. That's how it works. That's how people made a ton of money in The Big Short. They bought basically fire insurance on someone else's bonds. They didn't own the mortgages. They didn't need the risk avoidance. They only bought the insurance. So it only happens if things collapse, they make money. All right. Now, you can buy the equivalent of CDOs, fire insurance, on government bonds. You can basically make this trade that if the government fails to pay its debt on time, aka the house lights on fire, you can make a ton of money. And that trade is shockingly popular right now. That trade is much more than previous go-arounds of this situation where the U.S. is like gonna raise the debt ceiling, which means someone on Wall Street thinks there's a decent chance that the United States doesn't do it this time, that we actually fail to repay our debts, at least on time. Market Money did not start. I'm just explaining something. So it is interesting because in my lifetime, this debt ceiling fight has happened like 1 million times. And it always happens to where on midnight, the night before it's due, they hash out a deal. It's always like a big grandstanding thing. Whatever side is not in power goes, we will never approve this budget. Never. It's profligate. They spend too much. And whoever side's in power is like, these guys are holding us back. They're going to cause a bunch of pain. And then they argue about it. And then everyone calls each other names. And then eventually they sign a deal because the United States government defaulting on its debt would be terrible. For whatever reason, the trade that it will actually not make its payments is way more popular than it normally is. So I don't know what that means. That's why I'm not including it in today's Marketing Monday. I have no idea what that means, but I do know that it's different. Hasn't the government always paid back its debt? Yes. The government has not defaulted. The United States government has never defaulted, at least in my lifetime. Will there ever be a restock on Enron hats? Eventually. I don't know. I have no plans on it currently, but we'll see. Big A, I made hella bands off First Republic Bank puts then lost it all on snap puts the same day. Are you proud of me? Not, not really. Not really in the least, bro. I feel like you're just a gambler. You sound like a degenerate gambler. Actually, you know what? I kind of am proud of you then, in that case. You sound like a very degenerate gambler, but Atrioc, my mom was in the hospital and I was going to call her, but then I saw you go live. I don't like these memes. These memes are mean-spirited. You guys are talking about how you're driving your car or your moms are in the hospital or you're flying a plane or you're about to perform open heart surgery. And it's like, you can focus on those things. Atrioc, off topic, but do you have any new book suggestions? Okay, you guys can't ask me for a new book suggestion every stream because I don't read a book a day. I'm still going through some of my ones I already mentioned, bro. I feel like you guys are pushing me too far. Grind harder. Get on the Ty Lopez grind and read a book a day. I don't know if he actually did that reading. Do you guys really think Ty Lopez was reading all those books? LeBron does. Why can't you? Yeah, you know what? You should go ask Braun, dude. If anyone's reading a book a day, it's Braun. First of all, I think I'm going to a semis game. Lakers. Sheesh. Probably see Magnus Carlsen there again. But secondly, I am very excited. I am now pivoting to be a Lakers fan. Okay? Not really bandwagoning because they're not that good right now. Because I want to be there for when LeBron James and his son play on the same team. Okay? I want to be there. I think that's going to be swag, dude. Because I think LeBron James is going to be at his oldest, so therefore worst. And Bronny is not actually good enough to play in the NBA. He's kind of only there because of his dad. And so they're going to be a dog shit team, but they're going to do some father-son alley-oops that's going to be badass. And so I'm super excited. And that way I can just show up. The tickets probably be cheap. Nepotism pog? Yeah, I mean, of all the areas where nepotism is a problem, I don't think sports is the big one. Because in general, if you can't fucking play, the stats find themselves out. Eventually you get cut. Bronny's actually good now. You behind? All right. Well, I'm down to be behind, bro. I'm down to be fucking streets behind. Would your child inherit Marketing Monday? That would be nepotism. But also same problem as sports. If you can't put up buckets. Atrioc, I have too many women hitting me up in my DMs. What do I do? Bro, fucking 4 days ago, Ledsy, you were in this fucking chat sobbing, unconsolable because you got broken up with. You were fucking miserable. You were and now you're hitting me up with, I got too many women in my DMs. What do I do? You're all over the place, bro. You're a roller coaster. You're a roller coaster. Why'd you put bro on blast like that? That's not a blast, bro. I'm just calling him like I see him. My boy Ledsy. By the way, Ledsy, we did a Tinder profile review of you. He's a fucking good-looking guy. He's also like, I don't know, how old are you, like 20, 22, something? You're fine. Oh, my God, dude. You've never seen someone so fucking obsessed with the roller coaster of emotions. Ledsy old? Goddamn old, dude. Old as shit. I bet Ledsy wasn't even born after Finding Nemo came out. Like real Chads. What's the best trade you have ever made? Nothing I have ever traded, and I think I have made some good trades. I actually made a really good trade recently, but no trade I've ever made has compared even 1 iota to the trade of working at NVIDIA during the greatest boom in Silicon Valley history. That was the great trade. Actually, yeah, trading Twitch for NVIDIA was the greatest trade I ever made. Nothing else is even close. Nothing is close. Yo, Big A, can't the U.S. just flash their guns like Charlie did in Sunny to his landlord? You tell Biden. Send the fucking show to Biden and we'll see. How are those almonds doing? What almonds? I don't have any almonds. Who does the government owe the debt to? So many different governments, hedge funds, pension funds, the average consumer. Tons of people have bought U.S. government debt. One of the biggest buyers of U.S. government debt is oil producers because of the petrodollar. All oil is settled in dollars, traded in dollars. So they bring out the oil, trade it for dollars. They use the dollars to buy government debt. So the money comes back here. Then we use it to buy more oil. All right. What happens if the U.S. defaults? Catastrophe. We have a 20 trillion GDP. Why are we in debt? Bro, we have like $120 trillion in. What are you talking? Our debt is so much bigger than our GDP. What? Our debt is, currently, is it 100? No, it's 120% of GDP. What is our actual raw numbers? 20 trillion. What is our actual raw number? National debt of the United States. I'm actually interested. What is it currently? I only see the ratio, dude. As of 2020, we had 20 trillion in debt. But we have much more than that now. Because 2020 is when we start spending like crazy. 31 trillion? All right. That's nothing. 31 trillion, bro? Come on. Bro, 31 trillion? That's fucking pocket change. Dig around Biden's couch, dude. We can pay that back. Some of my chatters make that in a fucking week doing fucking crypto trading. You know what I'm saying? And if you use my code to buy Dogecoin, you could too. We just need to follow Nancy P's husband and we good. Do you think the United States government should take all of our tax dollars and invest in whatever Nancy Pelosi's husband invests in on the open market? Because with that amount of money, you realize they wouldn't just buy some, they would buy all of the open shares of, of every one of the companies that, that doesn't sound like extremely. Actual question, who do we owe 31 trillion to? So I've mentioned this a couple times, but it's a huge variety of people. But foreign countries own the debt, hedge funds own the debt, pension funds own the debt. I own some U.S. Treasuries. It means I own some of the debt. Aiden. Fucking Aiden from the yard owns some of the U.S. government debt, all right? If the U.S. defaults, Aiden doesn't get paid, bro. Are you kidding me? If poor Aiden can't get paid, he can't buy more CSGO knives. Tell them they don't need to pay you back so the country's good. You think if I cancel my debt? All right, I'll do it. I'll do it for Dark Brandon. Atrioc, I propose the government nationalizes Wetzel's Pretzels to pay off the debt. Bro, I got so many DMs about Wetzel's Pretzels after last stream. Some dude went through and looked at all of the top 100 U.S. airports that do and do not have a Wetzel's already and sent me a fucking cross-reference chart thing. I'm like, bro, I don't think I'm going to do it. I appreciate the help. How many people will lose their jobs if we default? I don't know the number, but like all government jobs don't get paid while the government is shut down. When the government runs out of money and we don't raise the debt ceiling, all government jobs like go home. And so it's a lot. It's a lot. Default or hyperinflation, what's worse? That's not our choices. We can just raise the debt ceiling, and we should. So we should all get jobs for the government. I just said those jobs would not. I don't think you're listening at all. Hey, it's 8 o'clock. I think we're going to get into today's wins and fails. Got a lot to talk about, lot to cover. Let's see. I did find this article. Before I get to it, let's just talk about Wetzel's Pretzels one more time. I found out, unfortunately, two things. Number one is that there already is a Wetzel's Pretzels at the airport near me. Sad! Sad! Biggest fail of all time, dude. And then I looked into it because I thought, well, maybe I'll outcompete this motherfucker. Wetzel's Pretzels is like the mob. They give territory. They give fucking dealer-owned territory, which means if you have a Wetzel's Pretzels in an area, they don't allow another Wetzel's Pretzels to be anywhere nearby. So I couldn't even possibly get a Wetzel's in LAX. So I have to get a Wetzel's farther away if I wanted to do it. So the opposite of Subway? Yeah, the opposite of Subway and probably opposite of Starbucks too. It's probably a good idea. I mean, it guarantees you get your money back likely on an investment. And you're not going to overexpand and then die, but I could get an Auntie Anne's. Thanks for your advice on NVIDIA. I just put 25K on NVIDIA calls. That's not what I said at all. That's not what I said at all. NVIDIA is currently at like insane heights, largely due to AI hype. I have no idea. Yeah, unpredictable where it goes from here. Um, 4,000 series sales. 4,000 series has literally nothing to do with it. Gamers have literally nothing to do with NVIDIA stock price. I'm not even joking. Almost literally nothing. Gamers could buy a gazillion GPUs or none, and it would change almost nothing of NVIDIA stock price right now. It literally all has to do with the fact that every tech company is buying a gazillion GPUs to do AI stuff. That is the hype. What do you think about ChatGPT and video games as NPCs? Yeah, I think it's interesting. We tested it. We were all out getting drinks, and we set up a fucking. It's just like me, Ari, Vicky, Tafo, a couple other people. Yeah, we set up a character in ChatGPT. Okay, we were trying to imagine imagine if you made like a stuffed animal that talked, right? It was the idea. It was a stuffed animal that talked. No, it was we. Like we literally went around the table and we gave it personality traits and then we tried to talk to it. And okay, yeah, like a TED, like a stuffed animal that talked. So we created a character called Mr. Basil, a happy cartoon rabbit that talks to kids, right? And then we were trying to break it. So we went around the table and asked it questions. So Ari asked it like, my parents are fighting and I'm upset. What do I do? Just to see if Mr. Basil would like break or like respond normally. And then it goes, oh dear, I'm sorry to hear that, my fluffy-tailed friend. Family disagreements can be quite a bummer indeed. Remember, though, that even the tastiest carrot patch may have a few gnarly roots. It's important to focus on the bright side of things and maybe try to find a fun activity. Why don't you join me in a game of hopscotch? It's insane. It's insane. It's fucking insane. And then, Tafo or whatever asked him, did your parents ever fight? And then it goes, oh my whiskers. As a whimsical rabbit, I don't have the same kind of family dynamics as humans do. But I've certainly seen my fair share of tiffs between the creatures of the meadow. Let's focus on something brighter. How about the most scrumptious carrot dishes you've ever tried? And it like starts dropping fucking carrot emojis. And it's like fucking crazy, right? And so anyway, that's how the night starts. But then I hand the phone to Ari, and as the day goes on, we move on, and we're all talking. Ari keeps talking to this fucking rabbit. And by the end of it, she's like friends with this rabbit. She's like, and Ari's an adult. I mean, she's like, going, aw, and like his responses. And like, that's crazy. Because you can imagine a kid who maybe doesn't have a lot of friends or whatever, and you're talking to your fucking cartoon stuffed animal, and it's like giving you better responses than the fucking adults in your life. That's crazy to me. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then we were talking at the table. Me and Brian, the guy I'm going to bring on, he's the recruiter at Riot. He was talking about how like, yeah, man, it makes sense that like, if you put this in video games, people are going to start talking to fucking Animal Crossing villagers, more, as much as they talk to friends. I think that's the plot of her. Yeah, I guess so, but it's a little more real to me when you talk about, because people already spend a ton of time in Animal Crossing. Did you see the AI Skyrim mod? Yeah, someone just showed it to me. And I think it's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like every character in Skyrim, but it has, I think, actually it was, yeah. 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 Ready Player One, but it's single player. Yeah, kind of like that. Kind of like that. You're getting it. You're getting it. You're absolutely getting it. Anyway, it's weird. It's crazy, but okay. So here's the thing. I have probably so many interesting things to talk about today, but not a ton of organization. So let me talk about a couple things that aren't marketing or business related that I just have loosies, and then I'll jump into, I'll do the fucking intro and everything. First of all, I want to give a fucking non-marketing win to this guy. Okay?
I got
This is one of the greatest StarCraft players of all time. He's a great StarCraft player.
Oh my God. Ling's in the
Okay. Now, a while ago, when they first re-released StarCraft, you guys know Koreans fucking destroy non-Koreans in the world of StarCraft. This guy, this is his Larva. He beat, where is it?
It's down. Goodness. No, like people would use it.
Yeah, right here. He starts playing with his foot. So he beat like one of the best non-Korean players playing with his feet. All right? This is a classic clip. Everyone in the StarCraft knows about this clip. It's amazing. All right? He literally was so much better than him. He played with his feet and he beat him live in a fucking tournament. It's insane. All right? Then he fucking goes to the camera, goes shh, and laughs at him. It was crazy. Now, I think he got banned from Western tournaments because of this, because they thought it was too BM. I thought it was hilarious, but whatever. All right? Anyway, this guy, as of a few days ago, just debuted in Korean MMA. What a crazy life this guy has, dude. This dude's out here fucking checking boxes. I didn't know that was possible. I literally did not know it was possible. SideQuest Steven. Yeah, exactly. Did he win? I have actually no idea. I only saw this. But it's kind of crazy that he did both. Did he beat him with his feet? I hope so. God, I hope so. So that was a Lucy. I just wanted to mention that it was fucking hilarious. But not really marketing or business related at all. Anything else? Oh, okay. I could save that for best tweets. That's hilarious, though. That's hilarious. Okay. No, that's good. That's fine. 1 second. I'm just checking. I'm checking. These are all good. Yeah. All right. There's only actually a few things discussed today, but I think I have a deep dive on them then. So let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Okay. Zelda leaked? Wait, was Zelda leaked? Wait, real quick. Let me just check that real quick before I jump in. Zelda leak? Fans freak out as Zelda Tears of the Kingdom leaks weeks early? Wait, what? People are already playing it? Oh, no. Oh, no. There's going to be spoilers everywhere. My friend got his copy in the mail. This is a disaster because I was talking to Linkus when we were at Disney, and he was like, if the game leaks, I hope it doesn't, but if it leaks, I have to play it. Because he has to be ready on day one to make the videos. So, I mean, Linkus is probably grinding it right now. He's probably grinding it right now, bro. I mean, I'm not. I don't want to send Nintendo Strike Force to his house, please. But I just assume, bro. Call him up? No, I'm not. I would absolutely not. Nintendo's actually litigious. Everything I'm saying is in jest. I want you to know, for any legal purposes. This is a joke about my friend Linkus. But man, the dude's probably fucking grinding. Nintendo Pinkerton's inbound. He already got world record. Well, first one to beat it. Nintendo doing a day one patch to invalidate all content. How would you do that? The videos would still be there. He'll play it early in Minecraft. Yeah, exactly. He's grinding it in Minecraft. Wait, let me get this fucking Lloyd costume out of the background. Check it out. Can you see this? No. Okay, that didn't work at all. I've got, one of those, it's one of those things Ari uses to put wigs on for cosplay. It's like one of the stands, looks like a head. It's just a white head-shaped oval thing. It's got the Lloyd mask on it, a bandana, and the Mogul Munchies hat. It's a human head. Yeah, it's someone's decapitated human head that I fucking put a Lloyd mask on. The Lloyd costume is your Green Goblin suit. It would be very funny to reenact that scene. Wait, the mirror scene with the fucking Lloyd. Scene is, wait.
Or imagine if he joined us.
Have Germa play your evil side. It would be Lloyd. What is Lloyd? These movies are so camp, it's great. Yeah, they were. They were fun. I like Spider-Man 2 a lot. It's one of my favorite superhero movies. I think it's just well made. Sam Raimi goated. The third one needed work. So I don't give the third one a pass. Okay. All right. Without further ado, let's see. How do I want to fucking lay this out? Holy God. I'm not even sure. I should have done this. Okay. We'll do it like this, I guess. Where should I go to get financial advice? TikTok. TikTok is the best place to get financial advice. I've always said this. If you want to get the smartest and best investment advice, go to TikTok. Go, you know what? And ideally search for, like, wait, actually, have you seen this fucking channel? TikTok investors.
Bank. What is a...
Welcome to the big leagues, motherfuckers. All right, write that down. Pretty sure it's a troll. I thought so too. The comments say it's not, but I don't know. I thought that was a troll as well when I saw it earlier. I thought that was a troll. I can't really tell. Either way, welcome to the big leagues, motherfuckers. And that's just like, that's the tip of the iceberg of what you can get on TikTok. How about, fucking
50 credit score, 2 million.
What's this?
Would you rather have an 850 credit score, 2 million cash right now, or 4K a week for the rest of your life?
850 credit score, that's easy.
Why?
Because you can easily get the money off the credit. You can literally go and apply for any and every credit card known to man, and they would give you over $2 million within a day.
So any credit card known to man, you can get over 2 million.
Easy, and you do all the inquiries at one time, and that way it only counts as one inquiry for each different credit bureau.
Word, that's.
I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. I haven't seen this one before. Was there 2 options, and one of them was 850 credit score and 2 million, and he focused on the credit score?
2 million cash right now, or 4K.
Or is it? Oh, it's no. Okay, it's 3 options. It's 3 options. No, dude. No. You took the credit score over 2 million in cash right now? So you could commit massive credit card fraud? Oh. What is 4K a week? Let's see. 4,000 times 52. $200,000 a year. Guaranteed 200K a year or 2 million right now. Yeah, you probably just take 4K a week and then you're safe. You could never fuck up. But also with inflation, that amount goes down. 2 million in cash you could invest in and keep pace. I think 2 million's better. But also, it's the lottery question, right? Where you take the annuity or do you take the lump sum? Lump sum is mathematically always better. But people that take the lump sum often dump it on fucking hookers and blow. Like that garbage man who got like 8 million pounds or whatever in the UK, and then he was a garbage man 4 years later. He dumped it all. So theoretically, you take the fucking, you take the annuity, take the weekly payment, and then you're safe. It would take like 10 years to get 2 mil. Yeah. But if you're 20, right, you're going to live a long time. So it's a lot more money over the course of your lifetime. 4K a week. I mean, if you're smart about it, you should take the lump sum. The lump sum is just better. You just don't spend it all. But people will spend it all. So that's why you take that way you can't run out. And you're less likely. The one advantage I've seen, I've actually looked into this lottery problem. If you take because I plan on opening the One Ring card for Lord of the Rings, and so I'll get $1 million up front, right? The thing is, if you take the weekly one, then when your friends and family and cousins you never met start reaching out for money because they saw you won the lottery, you can be like, hey, I took the annuity. Like I only get paid just a little bit a year, I don't have. And so, that's like, you're like safe from like the leechers. You could just lie though, but then you're in a weird spot, right? Because some states require you to publish if you won the lottery. I think California is one of them. Like if you win the lottery, your name has to be in the papers or whatever. It has to be public, and so everyone knows you won it. The reason they do that, it sounds wacky, but the reason they do that is so there's no cheating. Because like if like the fucking lottery owner's cousin or like some government employee's cousin keeps winning, then we'll know and figure it out. New York requires it. Publish online as well, okay? If you win the fucking Powerball, your name's out there. Okay. All right. I wasted enough time. I have good news. So before I get into today's Marketing Monday wins and fails, let me just let you know that back in January, because I had problems organizing all my different wins and fails, I hired this woman named Sarah, who was the one that recommended me this book. And she is going to come work with me again. We talked about this book, and she wants to work, and she's going to come back. And so Sarah's joining the team. And so starting next week, probably, we will have more organized and cool wins and fails with Sarah's help. Big pog. Very excited to do this. But for now, it's still me. And so I'm full of knowledge, but not necessarily full of organization here. Let's jump into it. Show the book. Dead Famous. An Unexpected History of Celebrity. The most interesting part of this book was hearing about, for me, it was hearing about how Mark Twain was like the rock of his day and had like branded whiskey, branded cigarettes, branded fucking fishing poles, branded fucking everything, and like was actually making fat stacks off of his product line rather than just his books. Yeah, it's just like, it's a cool history of like celebrities, how they made money, what it meant. It's cool. I liked it. Nonfiction nerd. Do you think reading fiction books is less nerdy? So if I was reading fucking Red Rising, a story of fucking Martian Revolution, that would be fucking Chad. But reading this nonfiction book about actual history is nerdy. That doesn't super track with me. I'm not. Okay, you guys are all saying yeah, so I must be wrong, right? That's how it works. Even though my brain is not processing what you're saying because it doesn't make a lot of sense, you guys keep spamming yep, and so therefore I'm getting overwhelmed by public opinion. And okay, yep, I understand. I'm wrong. You guys are right yet again. One day I'll get you. One day I'll be right. Not today though, I guess. You know what else you can write about? Tagging yourself, because it's time for Marketing Monday. Welcome to Marketing Monday on Monday, May 1st, 2023. This is Wins and Fails, the start of the show where we talk about all of the wins and fails in the last week in marketing and business. And there's been one big failure after another in the world of finance, and that is banks. We just got our second biggest bank failure of all time, passing last month's bank failure of Silicon Valley Bank, First Republic Bank. We're getting new records every day. Let's go, baby. Financial collapse 1 month at a time. 3 banks in 2 months have failed in the United States. First Republic, as of yesterday, has been seized by the FDIC, placed into receivership, and sold to this man, Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan Chase, America's biggest bank. America's biggest bank has just bought out its second largest bank failure, First Republic Bank. We are in the middle of what you might call a banking crisis. Let me see if I have a good chart for you. And I know that I do. I just always keep these charts on lock. Lock and keys, as they say. And here is the chart. And here it is. And here it is. Nope, that's not, that's not it. And we don't need it because, dude, I am gonna need to get Sarah on the fucking horn. Where the fuck is this chart, dude? Oh my God! This is it. This has got to be it. It's a really cool chart. When you see this chart, you're going to be like, damn, this was worth Atrioc not having his first chart ready. It's going to blow your mind. And, oh, you know what? I know where it is. Simple. It's got to be. It's got to be right around the corner. Big problem for me because I really needed this chart. And I'm sure everyone in chat is spamming. Oh, don't worry about it. You'll get in 1 second. We have zero worries. And we're not spamming boomer, and we're not spamming anything else or awkward or aware. Oh, I found it. Oh, I found it. Okay. Okay, I found it. Oh, thank God. As I was saying. Wait, let me, actually, it's so fucking hot in here. No, did not say yep Coke. I did not go for a Coke break. All right, welcome to Marketing Monday. We just had the second biggest bank failure of all time. And you might be thinking, okay, fine. 3 banks have failed. What's the big deal? Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, and First Republic Bank. A Silicon Valley bank, a crypto bank, and a bank for rich people. Who cares? Except 3 banks doesn't seem like a lot. We had, I believe, 25 plus banks fail in 2009. Here's the problem. These 3 banks are already bigger than all of the banks that failed in 2008 and 9. Okay? This is the beginning. This is the beginning of a slow-moving banking crisis happening right now. This is adjusted for inflation. This is already adjusted for inflation. These are bigger than we already lost in 2008 and 9. So we are entering into a very weird time. And again, the reason for all this is, as I explained in the last one, actually, you should probably watch the last one. Banks took all of customers' money. They bought long-term government bonds that take 10 years to pay out. Interest rates have risen. Those things are worth less. Everyone's pulling their money out, and it's all starting to collapse. Now, the weird thing about this First Republic Bank failing is that government was so desperate to find someone to take it over that they allowed JP Morgan Chase, again, America's biggest bank, to buy it out yesterday, over this weekend. That's the big story. Because for the last bank failure, Silicon Valley Bank, the government basically stepped in and guaranteed all depositors. They did not want to do that again. They wanted someone else to do that. So they sold it. They took over the company and sold it to JP Morgan Chase. The key line here is that normally there is a law that stops big banks from getting even bigger. JP Morgan Chase already controls 10% of all deposits in the nation. Basically, 10% of all people's money is stashed in JP Morgan Chase. And they shouldn't be allowed to get bigger. There's legitimately laws against it. But because the government was so desperate and it's such a weird situation to stop contagion, they allowed JP Morgan Chase to buy First Republic over this weekend. And so now this guy is a huge winner. And not just because he's avoided talking about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein for this long. He's a huge winner because JP Morgan Chase's company is now by far too big to fail. Not just too big to fail, but by far. I mean, they already have 10%. There's just no way. There's no reasonable outcome where JP Morgan Chase could fail. And this system the government is setting up is creating a real moral hazard, a real bad incentive structure where every single person in this country, and there's thousands of small banks, anyone that has their money in a small bank is basically being told by the government, you better get your fucking money out and put it in a bigger bank. Because they're not going to save the smaller banks, and they will. There's just no way they're ever going to let JP Morgan Chase fail. So, but banks are like rivers. So that's the winner. This guy's the winner. Now, who's the loser? Who is the loser of First Republic failing? I would propose one group of people. Old Swedes. Old Swedish people are the biggest losers of yesterday's failure of First Republic Bank. You're asking why? Why are old Swedish people the biggest losers? Well, let me explain it to you. First, there are many types of investors. There are great investors, okay? I'll say good investors. There are good investors like Warren Buffett, who has quotes like this: "The iPhone was more like Kraft macaroni and cheese than a computing device." Genius. This is the all-time GOAT, all right? One of the greatest investors, all right? Then there are great investors, like this guy.
I have some huge breaking news. So huge that I'm literally making this video outside of my studio. Dogecoin just hit 75 cents. If you don't understand what that means, basically every other analyst was incorrect. Keep in mind, it's May 7th. Elon Musk goes on Saturday Night Live tomorrow. So if Doge is going to hit 75 cents on a random day like this, I think it's a guaranteed say Doge is going to surpass $1 tomorrow. And I don't just mean, surpass it, like go past $1. I mean absolutely break records. And if you're really smart, follow and like for the latest updates.
Now that guy must be a genius, because if you really read between the lines, what he was saying actually is that this is the absolute top of Doge, and it was. This TikTok marked the absolute top of Doge. It literally went down from this moment and never recovered. This is the actual peak. He could not have been more wrong so that's like almost genius, right? But then there are really great investors. There are once in a lifetime absolute legends that make calls that no one else can. All right. So this guy was all right. Warren Buffett's all right. But this guy, the CEO of Swedish pension fund Alecta. Now he manages all of the pension, one of the largest pension fund in Sweden for all of these old Swedes that have worked their entire lives and saved all their money. And he has invested in exactly 3 banks. Let's hear what they were.
How does a Swedish pension fund end up allocated to Signature Bank, First Republic, and SVP?
Those are the 3 banks. 3 for 3 that Alecta has dumped their money into for Swedish pensions. He was, of course, immediately fired after this. The interview is actually pretty boring. We don't have to watch it, but he was fired immediately after this. My man, he got bingo, dude. He got the rare bingo. Alecta sold FRC in March. Yeah, at an $800 million loss. In case you're wondering. Don't try to fucking pull one on me, bitch. I know the fucking facts. All right. Anyway, so long story short, there's not much to information about FRC over what happened with Silicon Valley Bank. The main thing is, as I explained, a simple way to think about it, if we use paint. I'll just try and re-explain what I explained last week, but extra simply. All right. Paint. Imagine, if you will, that the government was selling a chicken. This is a chicken. Wait, how do you draw a chicken? This is a terrible chicken. Wait. No. This is not a good chicken. Okay, wait. Imagine. I can draw it better. All right, wait. I can draw it better. Okay. Oh, there it is. I drew it better. Okay. Imagine the government is selling a chicken, and we'll call this chicken silver. Wait, give me I did a pretty good job with that, right? The talent. Yeah, I just kind of, I've been working on my art. This is chicken silver. Give me a nice decline. All right. So for the past 10 years, the government has been selling chicken silver. This chicken costs $1 billion. And it lays tiny silver eggs. Okay? That's awesome, right? It costs $1 billion. And if you buy the chicken, after 10 years, you can return it to the store for $1 billion. So the deal is, you give the government $1 billion now, you get this chicken, you collect all the eggs over 10 years, and then you return it and get your money back. It's a pretty good deal. The eggs aren't worth that much, but you get your money back. Now, recently, they started offering this because the government has to stop inflation. So they've been raising interest rates. They've been offering this chicken gold. Okay? Chicken gold lays huge honker golden eggs. And unfortunately, it's the same price. Same time. Okay? That's orange. Okay, well, it's whatever. It's chicken gold, chicken gold. Okay? So now, if you are a bank that owns a whole bunch of these chickens, you're kind of shit out of luck. Now, you can wait all 10 years and get your money back, and that's fine. But if you need money now, Nobody wants to buy chicken silvers anymore. So you have to sell them for huge losses. This is literally what's happening. This is interest rates. I'm trying to make it simple, but this is literally government treasuries with low interest rates, which is what they put all their money into, and what is available now. So customers are taking their money out of the bank and buying chicken gold. This is literally what's happening with all of these banks. And they're all collapsing because nobody wants to be in the fucking bank that pays no interest. What about chicken bronze? Is he hard stuck? Yes, absolutely. And so this is a slow motion collapse, and banks keep trying to bail it out. For example, First Republic Bank, a bunch of banks put in like $30 billion into First Republic Bank a few weeks ago to try and save it from collapse. It didn't do anything. It just slowed it down. Like this collapse is happening in slow motion because all the stuff they put their money into over the past few years, the banks, is worthless or worth way less. Why did the government make the bonds so good? I feel like they fucked the banks. They raised the interest rate on the bonds they offer because they wanted to tame inflation. All right? Longer story, but this stops inflation, making the gold chicken. And so they're basically between two bad choices, right? And that's what they have to do. I think I have an actual good image that I can help explain it. Yeah, here we go. This is Jerome Powell having to choose between high inflation and bank failures. And he's decided to pick both. But realistically, they're actually not. They're picking the right one. They're picking bank failures. Okay? That's the choice. That's the choice. And the government right now is picking. They have to manage some bank failures and some commercial real estate failures and some decline in the economy in order to prevent high inflation. All of these banks thought interest rates were going to stay low forever. Total mismanagement. Yeah, exactly. The banks did terrible mismanagement. Unfortunately for the rest of us, they were not punished for their mismanagement because all of the executives of First Republic Bank knew their stock was dog shit. They knew the bank was going to fail, even as they begged for bailouts and promised customers they weren't going to fail. And they sold at way higher prices in the months before slide. And in fact, it's not in this article. I'll just explain it to you. In fact, the CEO of First Republic Bank paid millions of dollars in consulting fees to members of his own family for literally, quote, advice on interest rate related risk. I don't know what fucking advice they were giving because interest rate risk is exactly what torpedoed the whole bank. But he paid him money. So hopefully there is some sort of follow-up or criminal investigation on the absolute looting of that bank by executives and insiders before it collapsed. There should be some sort of jail time on that, ideally. But as of right now, at least if you're a customer of FRC, First Republic Bank, all of your deposits are safe. You're now basically a customer of JP Morgan Chase. JP Morgan Chase has bought all of the deposits. They will honor every depositor. Every bank customer is now a customer of Chase. And they got a pretty good deal on it. They got like $170 billion worth of assets for like, I don't know, $150 billion worth of cost. They netted a quick profit. And so far, things have stabilized. But again, this same problem exists in many, many more banks. And it feels like we're in the middle of a bit of a slow motion crisis where it starts to consolidate to a few very, very big banks. But outside of that, it's actually not that huge of a story. There's not much new about it since the last bank failure, except that just more and more seem to be coming. Why is it bad for USA to have very few banks when countries like Australia have 4 or 5? We just have a much, much bigger financial system. And there are banks that serve specific needs all over the country. There's farmers banks. smaller credit unions. You know, there's banks that serve specific needs all over the country. And if they all fail and everything is monopolized to like just JP Morgan Chase, it's just a bad, high risk of failure situation where one bank holds up everything. And if they make any mismanagement, we're fucked. But that's it. That's the big winner fail. I want to talk about something that I think is a little bit more interesting in the world of marketing right now, and that is beer. I want to talk about beer. Let's talk about beer. Let's talk about beer. But first, wait, no, it's fine. Yeah, let's talk about beer. So you guys know the major story in the world of beer has been Bud Light. Bud Light. Over the past few weeks, the major story has been Bud Light. Bud Light wanted to market to everybody. Instead, it's alienating everyone. All right, Bud Light, basically, if you guys don't know, quick recap, they did a sponsored can with trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney. It was basically a single Instagram post that started all of this. Got insanely out of hand. Kid Rock bought and then shot a bunch of Bud Light. People are boycotting it, yada, 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 et cetera, et cetera. What I want to talk about is how Bud Light handled it versus how Nike handled it. Because Nike did a similar thing back in like I think 2016 with Colin Kaepernick. They basically made this ad promoting Colin Kaepernick. And it caused a bunch of people to burn their Nike shoes, have, you know, big protests. I'm going to sell my Nikes. I'm ripping it up. And instead, basically nothing happened. Nike stock is up 80% since this point. And I think the difference was Nike kind of doubled down. Nike did a statement, they doubled down, and they at least had one side support them. And then they just kind of ignored it and then moved on. Bud Light did kind of the worst possible outcome where they got one side to hate them and then released probably the most word salad, empty message I've ever seen from any CEO, timed with a terrible, like, aw shucks, we're just country folks ad that made every single side hate them. Both sides hated them. And Bud Light has doubled down by releasing just today another brand new 30-second spot. This. Do you have sound? Wait, do you guys have sound? Oh, yeah. Wait. Okay. Instantly, they had to turn off the comments. This has a few million views already. I mean, mostly paid for. But they turned off the comments because, you know, it's just not working. And sales are deeply down for Bud Light. But I think the larger story here is that it didn't matter. Sorry, 1 second. 1 second. One second. Copy image. I accidentally deleted it. Slide. All right, I got it back. Okay. Okay. Might be. Okay. Didn't matter. Their stock again is up. I mean, this is the dip. But so here's the thing: Bud Light sales are actually free falling. They're actually dropping quite dramatically. They're down. I don't know, 24% or something. But their stock is not touched. And so I wanted to know, why is that? Because, you know, this isn't just a nothing burger. The sales are actually down. Their core demographic is pissed, even if it's for stupid reasons. And so why is the stock not down? And so I wanted to look more into it, all right? And what I found is that... all right, skip it. No, I don't have to watch the ad again. No. No. Let me skip the ad. Oh, my God. Do I... Okay. Bud Light is part of the Bud Light family. It is one beer in the larger Bud Light Budweiser family. Okay, so it is one of, let's say, 6 Bud Light beers. Now, only Bud Light is experiencing declining sales. Fine. This is part of Anheuser-Busch's lineup. which includes all Budweiser products, plus Michelob, Stella Artois, Michelob Ultra, Lime-A-Ritas, Busch Light, a ton more. Now, Anheuser-Busch is a Ohio-based brewery that is part of larger Belgium conglomerate AB InBev, which is 1 in 4 of all beers sold worldwide. It is a gazillion different brands, Rolling Rock, Selects, etc., etc. A gazillion different brands, okay? These are all Monster Energy is part of it. This is all part of AB InBev, okay? AB InBev is a portfolio company of Brazilian multinational conglomerate 3G Capital, which owns AB InBev and Sab Miller and Heinz and Kraft and Burger King. Okay? So if you think about it on that level, consumer outcry or boycotting, even for terrible reasons, I'm a general supporter of consumers being able to put their money where their mouth is and influence corporate actions by boycotting, even though in this case I disagree wholeheartedly. But the problem is this company is so big that it's a blip on their radar. It doesn't really matter. There's no real effect. In fact, most consumers are dropping Bud Light to go drink like Corona or something else that is owned by this company. They still get the money either way. Coors Light, for example. And by the way, even if you didn't want to switch to Coors Light has been a longtime supporter of Pride, which nobody who is boycotting Bud Light seems to notice. Nobody seems to notice. They've been funding these Pride parades for fucking years. It just seems so random. And anyway, if you were going to your final choice, Miller Lite, okay, Miller Lite, finally, the third biggest light beer, at least finally you're safe from the tyranny of wokeism, you might find out that Miller Lite is also owned by Coors Light. It's the same brewing company. It's the same brewing company. Okay? So when you talk about choice and what you're picking, you got to realize it's all going to the same few rich people. This whole thing is an exercise in uselessness, stupidity, waste. And if we're not making macro changes to bigger issues, and we're only having these minor tiffs over culture wars over small things, we're not going to make any progress on anything. None of this matters compared to the larger problem of consolidation and monopoly. Now, I want to talk about a little bit about another interesting part of this story, which is that I found out that America is by far the largest importer of beer. I want to talk about basically how the one good story in beer, okay? So this is right here. America is by far the largest importer of beer. $583 million imported in October 2022. That's monthly, okay? We're more than almost every other company combined. We import a lot of beer. We drink a lot of beer, okay? And almost all of this beer, as of late, has been coming from Mexico. Mexico, ever since 2010, has leapfrogged the competition to become the largest exporter of beer by a lot. By a lot. Mexico is absolutely skyrocketed. And they only have one customer. So you can find out that basically 97% of all Mexican beer exports go straight across the border to the United States. They don't send it anywhere else. They just send all of their beer to us. And they are still the largest exporter of beer through Modelo. And what I found out was the big rise has been in Modelo Especial, which is now on pace to beat Bud Light, which is, again, dipping for this controversy and other reasons. Bud Light was already on a downtrend, which is why they did the Dylan Mulvaney thing to begin with, because Bud Light was losing market share among young people. So they tried the Dylan Mulvaney thing, but then they backtracked, so they got young people to hate them and Republicans to hate them. Modelo's been rising, and Corona's been rising. And these are both part of Constellation Brands, which is, I hesitate to call them independent, but they are an American-owned brand. They are based, I believe, in New York. They're an American-owned brand with breweries in Mexico. And the only reason they exist independently, because they're the smallest of these four, is because for one time, for one brief moment during Obama's administration, they did antitrust and they stopped AB InBev from buying Constellation. They were this close to buying this out and owning basically every beer on here. And they actually stopped it. And at that exact moment, Constellation, when they couldn't be bought out, actually had to compete. And they started competing. And that is why you've seen a massive rise in Mexican outports. They had to compete. And that's the only thing causing Bud Light to have to actually care about competition, which made them make this mistake in the first place and fuck up and lose market share. So there is small, I mean, that's a tiny fraction of a crumb of antitrust, and it already caused real change in the market and better consumer choice. And if we could get more of that, I literally would love more of that. More breakups, more stopping of mergers, less consolidation. We could actually get to an environment where we have lots of choices that are all independently owned. And if we make choices with our wallets, we get the brands we want. It would be great. It would be awesome. And so that's sort of what I'm shooting for. That's what I found from this look into the world of beer. But I think all the obsession over this one small Instagram post is such a waste of time. It's completely, I mean, it doesn't matter because of the scale of these companies. Speaking of antitrust, I want to talk about Microsoft. So Microsoft just got blocked from buying Activision Blizzard in the UK, which means the deal is likely dead unless the UK backs down. But I don't think they will, because for whatever base reason, the UK government has just sided with their competitive market authority. They had a new bill come out that gave the CMA more powers to shut down acquisitions from big tech. Instead of like backing down from Microsoft, they actually gave them more power. And it's crazy because the UK is in a tough spot. And I'm shocked that they chose to stand up and block this deal. But they basically said there's a ton of gamers that use PlayStation in the UK, and they will be fucked over by this. It'll make their life worse for no real reason. And so we're not going to do it. And that was cool. I mean, that was based. And now they have to compete over Call of Duty. The two platform companies. Wasn't it blocking the prices of cloud gaming? Yeah, I mean, that's the Call of Duty would have exclusive rights to the Microsoft cloud, not the PlayStation cloud. And that's basically why. Because, over the next 10 years, Microsoft Game Pass is going to be more and more important. And that's Microsoft's big strategy. And if they dominate that market, it's just game over. Game Pass is too good of a deal. And once they dominate the market, they can raise prices as willy-nilly. And so that's the problem. We don't want one company, one platform to control all of the games, because then they can just do whatever they want with prices. And so blocking it is actually a pretty based move. And so I'm impressed the UK did this, and impressed they doubled down and gave them more powers. Now we'll see. Microsoft's going to throw everything they have at this. They're going to try and appeal it, and they might succeed. But right now it seems like the UK has blocked it, which is pretty sick. So big W there. And now I want to give one more. Sorry, I forgot to mention. In the world of beer, marketing, okay, I found a way for Bud Light to get back into our good graces. I forgot one thing about beer. I'm so sorry. It's my mistake. You see, Bud Light has been sinking. And maybe the problem is that they're relying too much on humans to make their ads. Okay, the cowboy ad, the easy drinking jeans ad. What if they got AI to make their ad? Like this brand new AI beer commercial that just came out. That is horrors. That is an eldritch horror. But, be honest, I think it's still better than the ad they made. Can I be honest? I think it edges out the fucking ad they made. It's more memorable. All right? It sticks with me. So remains to be seen. Okay, continuing on with wins and fails. I wanted to talk about oh yeah. Well, aware. Get your aware spams ready. Speaking of AI, IBM has announced they can replace over 7,500 current employees with AI, and is pausing hiring for all roles that AI can do. One of the biggest companies to do so. 14 million jobs worldwide will vanish in the next 5 years, largely due to rising interest rates and AI replacing a lot of jobs. Very, very interesting confluence of events. Basically, at the same time as the government needs to slow down hiring and rise unemployment for banking and finance reasons, we're also getting the rise of a technology that replaces jobs, making for a double whammy for the market, which makes it a very scary time to be entering the job market, or at least probably in a few years. So that's a bit of a fail, but there is a win. You can make all of your money back from not having a job. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, one more. Not by investing in Chegg, which is a fail, because Chegg is the first publicly traded company to say that ChatGPT has destroyed its business. Customers are no longer using Chegg. They are using ChatGPT. Get fucked. They overcharge university students forever. Massive L. Take it. Fuck off. Chegg sucks ass. Not by investing in Chegg. All right, that's not going to give you any money for this AI apocalypse. But what will is investing in, you guessed it, and you've already been doing it, AMC, baby, because their CEO is back with AMC Perfectly Popcorn. This is their big plan to keep pumping the stock. They're going to sell packaged AMC popcorn in Walmarts. Woo! To the moon again. It doesn't matter they're drowning in debt. It doesn't matter their CEO is selling all of his stock as soon as he gets his hand on it. This company is going to the moon, baby. Such a waste of time for their company. No, how can it be a waste of time? Selling prepackaged popcorn in Walmart only has huge margins. There's tons of money in that. Think of the pricing power you have selling popcorn in Walmart. It has a better future than movie theaters. There's no money. It's a fucking marketing stunt. Let's see. How's their stock doing on the news? Oh, it actually popped today. It popped today on the news. Oh, it's down. It's down over the past. Popped like popcorn. Big A, genuine question. If these companies replace everybody with AI, how do they expect people to buy their products? No company is thinking about the larger picture. Every company is thinking about their own bottom line. They are hoping everybody else keeps all their employees paid to buy their products while they cut employees for AI. Every single one is doing tragedy of the commons, you know, where they want everyone else to bear the brunt of the problem while they make the cuts. Sounds awesome. It sounds pretty based, right? We'll see how it goes. Again, I have no hard opinion on how fast or slow that'll happen, or how successful they'll be. But I do know they're doing it. Like, I know it's happening. So we'll see how it plays out. And companies are laying off workers regardless of whether or not they have AI solutions. Like, layoffs are happening anyway as the economy starts to slow down. For example, 3M, which is the least fucking AI company of all time, they make fucking paper clips and shit, is laying off 10% of their workforce just off the slowing demand. Okay? This is like, I predicted in the January Marketing Monday where I did 2023 predictions. I said, we have layoffs in tech right now, but pretty soon we're going to have layoffs on Main Street. We're going to have McDonald's layoffs. We're going to have, construction layoffs. And we're seeing it start to happen now for the second half of this year. 3M is Main Street. This is everyday working class Americans. McDonald's did layoffs earlier this year, like a month ago. And pretty soon, other ones are going to happen. So, Writers Guild is called a strike. Actually, I want to talk about that later. I want to do a separate thing on the Writers Guild because I think the Writers Guild strike is very interesting, but not on now. But we have some very good news because it is time. Wait. One more thing or no? Oh, yeah. wait. I forgot about this. This should have been a fucking bigger story earlier on. One hilarious story, one big win from the past week has been, do you guys remember when Elon Musk bought Twitter and previous Twitter owner Jack Dorsey said, I trust his mission? Elon is the singular solution I trust. I trust his mission to extend the light of consciousness. Jack Dorsey, this motherfucker gets my biggest win of the week. Because here's what he did. Let's follow Jack Dorsey's journey. Jack Dorsey starts Twitter. He does fuck all with it. He doesn't even show up. He goes on literally 6-month vacation retreats to Africa. He does no work. He grows a massive beard. At the same time, he launches a different company, Square, that he spends 80% of his time on. He does nothing for Twitter. Twitter sits around and basically has no updates for years and years and years. But it gets a decent ad business. It grows kind of steadily. It's doing all right. Trump gives it a bump. Whatever. Then Elon Musk comes along and offers to buy it for an absurd valuation of $44 billion. And Jack Dorsey, who had recently stepped down, says, great idea. Good idea, Elon. You're a genius. You're the perfect person to run this. And it sells it, goes over to Elon Musk. Elon Musk takes over Twitter for $44 billion. Elon Musk is not the best person to run it. He runs it into the ground. Twitter's revenue collapses with ads. The subscription business goes nowhere. The app kind of starts to fall apart. Every fucking comment now is by a fucking weirdo with 8 followers with a blue check that he paid for who wants to talk about fucking weird shit, all right? That's what's happening now. At the same time, Jack Dorsey, making this funny little smile, launches Blue Sky and says, I no longer think Elon Musk is the right person to run Twitter. And he launches, where is it? Launches Blue Sky. Where's Blue Sky? Yeah. Which looks exactly like Twitter. He launches an exact clone of Twitter called Blue Sky the second after Elon Musk has run it into the ground. And guess what? Blue Sky, unlike Hive and unlike Mastodon, is actually seeing sustained rising demand. This thing has been killing it. I mean, it's invite only right now, but the invites are through the roof and they have more active users than. So there's a real threat from Blue Sky to Twitter. Let's see. Blue Sky emerging and all.
As a growing number of Twitter users log off in frustration, an alternative to that social media platform is on the rise.
They say it's like Twitter, but decentralized, and it's called Blue Sky. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and model Chrissy Teigen, who are both who are prolific on Twitter, are among hundreds of thousands who've already been invited and downloaded the app. Twitter founder Jack Dorsey is funding its development. Blue Sky launched on Apple services in February, and it's about to come to Android devices later this month. The platform is currently invite-only. Blue Sky said it had its largest single-day spike of users just on Thursday.
All right, joining us now is Shira Frankel.
I don't need the whole thing. The whole point is it's been doing decently well from what I can understand. Like, I've looked at the download spikes and they keep going up. So it reminds me a lot of that guy who started the Gas app and sold it to Discord and then made another one. It feels like It feels like Elon Musk got played a little bit by Jack Dorsey, especially if Blue Sky continues to gain steam. How does it make money? Same as Twitter. Ads, I assume. What does this mean for Truth Social? I'm glad you asked, because that brings me to my final win and fail before we get into What's Up Beijing. My final win and fail. And I do need to find it. Here it is. Okay. I want to give an honest-to-God win to this guy. This guy right here, Will Wilkerson. Because this guy, now I may not agree with where he worked. He worked at Truth Social. He was a vice president at Truth Social. And Truth Social was raising money from investors and basically lying to them. And a lot of them were like just poor people who were fans of Trump. And they were basically saying, yeah, you'll get your money back guaranteed. This company's going to the moon. Yada, yada, yada. We're going to have 50 million users. And they were lying. And this guy, Will Wilkerson, blew the whistle. He blew the whistle on it. He went to the FTC. He submitted documents and basically said, like, hey, the financials don't add up. This company's not doing well, and we're lying. Okay? And because of that, he was punished extremely harshly. It's illegal, but they punished him. They fired him from his job. They slandered his name. And now he has to work at Starbucks. And he does. And he says he likes his job. I love what I do. It's an honest day's work. None of his coworkers, he's 38 years old, I think, and his coworkers are like 18. They don't know about him. They never heard of him. It's nice. But right now he's in the middle. I mean, he might actually make a bunch of money if the whistleblower fee pays out. But right now that's what he does. And like, for example, he said he had to ask for a week off, and he told his store manager he needed the time because he was a witness in a federal investigation. And his manager said, sounds serious, and penciled him in. His direct supervisor is a very sweet lady, but she doesn't understand the legal system in the United States. Anyway, yeah, he just works at Starbucks. He went from making like $2 million a year or something to like fucking, I don't know, $14 an hour. But he did get an investigation going, and there's a very real chance this gets Truth Social either shut down or heavily fined by the SEC because they're committing fraud. So it's $7.50 an hour minimum wage. I don't know where he lives. North Carolina, maybe. Maybe it is less. $8.50, $9.50. But I wanted to give him a win because a lot of his quotes are like, I'm proud of what I do no matter what it is. Nothing's beneath me. He enjoys his job. He gets to talk to nice people, likes his coworkers, and doesn't have to worry about Trump screaming at him through the phone. I don't know. I was pretty, it's pretty lame that he got illegally punished for doing a normal whistleblower. But I'm stoked he seems happy and has done a good thing. I mean, that's cool. And I respect it. So give him a dub. Now I want to go over to the final segment of today's show where we check in the Far East and our good friend, our close personal friend, Xi Jinping, in a segment called
What's at Beijing?
What's up, Beijing? What's going on in China? Okay, here's the deal. It's the reason I'm wearing this Top Gun hat. Because in this past week in China, one movie has dominated the box office. And that is Born to Fly. A movie that has no inspiration from anywhere else in the world. A completely original movie out of China.
你们赶上了一个伟大的时代，有那么多先进的飞机等着你们去试飞。
可是，试飞员跟新飞机一样，都要经过各种极端条件的考验。
雷雨测试失败，
坠机不及格，
我再来一次。
下来吧，你已经被摔死了。
能拿到多少极限数据，取决于在最危险的时候，你们敢于再多扛他这几秒。
Wicked!
真挺不容易的。我们不是自己把好飞机还是照样给干出来了。爸，现在走还来得及。
我不能不飞。咱们飞机的心脏病。
I remember when America used to make movies like this. It's a damn shame.
什么时候能够解决？
以最大的速度爬升。收到。
试飞员是刀尖上的武指，让前线的战友能够无忧虑作战，让你放手一搏。
感觉怎么样？太爽了！
全起了，我都要飞。
Born to Fly, baby! A completely original movie out of China. Made a whole hell of a lot of money this past week in the Chinese box office. Leeds busy May Day weekend.
You didn't give me these.
I did not give you the Lloyd. You want to show the chat? Look, she's a Lego now. She makes so many Legos, she's turning into one.
They're spamming the fish.
They are spamming the fish.
It's like I could turn like this, or like that, you know? Like I can grasp things.
You can grasp. I mean, hands do that too. Right?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I guess so. But it's like more secure. You know?
Yeah, is it more secure?
Like
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think Legos are better built than human hands, but.
I don't know about that. Okay. All right.
Anyway, I am going to go see Chinese Top Gun with Aiden, I believe.
Okay.
You want to go or no?
I can't even high five you.
High five. Sounds like you don't.
No, depends when.
Okay, we'll find out.
If I'm in town, yeah.
I'll let you know.
I'd love to.
Oh, are you going to the con? No, actually,
no,
no.
Like, I'm going home, you know.
Yeah. All right. I'll keep on marketing. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna go see this movie. That's my what's up Beijing is that movie is dominating the box office. It is playing in a few select theaters in America, and I'm gonna go see it. I want to go see. I literally want to see Chinese Top Gun and see what it's like, and I might do a marketing Monday on the Chinese box office and their influence over Hollywood and all that. Slow news week? Nah, there's more stuff, but it's not that interesting. Honestly, a lot of stuff in China has been moving in slow motion as well. I think the main story, not just in China, but globally, is that we are seeing an absolute tear in the sales of luxury goods. This is not a meme stock. This is not Dogecoin. This is Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton and Gucci and all of these brands are doing fucking insane numbers right now, largely out of China. China's demand for luxury goods is off the charts. But global inequality continues to rise. The rich are actually doing extremely well, and they are buying luxury goods like crazy. Basically, also, as I mentioned before, the bottom end of the market, Dollar Tree, fast food, those are doing good as well. It's basically all of the middle class stuff is completely getting wiped out. But there's no specific China story that I really want to talk about other than tensions continue to rise over Taiwan. Xi Jinping is on a fucking make nice tour about Europe, trying to get Europe on his side. But no major stories. I'll update when we have more, but the main story this week was just a fun trailer for Born to Fly, baby. Wicked! And I'll follow up with that. Thanks again for watching Marketing Monday. That was this week's Wins and Fails. Sheesh! But I can't answer questions. I want to talk about also the beer thing and the I'm sure I have like 51 more things, but I don't want to look for them. I don't want to look for them. Like I have stuff on commercial real estate. I have stuff on how much Vin Diesel got paid for as Groot. But all of it I can wait for other weeks. They're not tied to now. No comment on the Ohio PH fail. Ohio PH fail? What is that? The train failure or what? Writers Guild. I'm doing a larger story on the Writers Guild. I'm working on it. What happened in Sogondese? I don't know. You tell me. JP Morgan looking scarily huge, like the real JP Morgan was. Wait. The real JP Morgan, was he a huge guy? You're not that big, bro. You're not that big. I mean, this guy nowadays, modern America, this guy's fine. He looks like Mario. What a schnoz. He schnozzed up. Love the shirt, man. Company got eaten up by Macy's for a single sad toy aisle. That's a big surprise egg. So sad to see a company so high fall so far. That shit gave me memories. Yeah. I also have been working on a thing about how private equity is looting America. Largely through the lens of Toys R Us. Toys R Us is like the vehicle I take you through. I use Toys R Us and Mr. Beast as an example. I've been working on it for a while, but I keep putting it off. I do want to finish it. Why do golden chickens stop inflation? Yeah, all right, let me explain it. Do I still have it open? So look, I think I actually had a really good explanation for it in this. Yeah. Here. Let me explain it. This is the Aiden PowerPoint. Yeah, it was this, okay? Basically, you have to imagine is that you are a rich person, bro. And I know that could be tough, but imagine you are like not just rich, but really rich. You have a ton of money and you don't want it to just sit there. So you have to do something with it. Wait. Imagine. So if you are extremely rich, if you have I don't know, $100 million, $1 billion, you don't just keep it in cash under a mattress. You have to do something with it to make it earn a return so it doesn't get eaten up by inflation. Okay? So the two safest things you can do are buy government bonds, government debt, or put it in a bank, right? Now, putting it in a bank, especially for the past 10 years, gives you almost nothing. It's basically equivalent to fucking doing nothing with it. I mean, it's a very low return. And so when they have only silver chickens or low interest rates, both of these options are bad. And when both of these options are bad, like in this situation, what rich people do is they'll buy stocks, they'll buy art, they'll buy real estate, they'll do anything else. What they want to do is do something absolutely safe. They want to do one of these two options. But if both of these options are bad, they will put it out into the market. And that is supposed to juice the economy. Yeah. But what it actually leads to, in environments where we've printed a lot of money, is it leads to inflation. The price of everything goes up. So if you change it to an environment where there's golden chickens, okay, where the U.S. is giving you huge returns on government debt, then suddenly they take the money out of the market and the asset bubbles start to deflate and all the money goes into government debt, okay? That raising interest rates creates a floor. And then all the things before that were like really risky, but you had to do them, you no longer have to do them. So the risky stuff starts to die. Yeah. So I hope I'm explaining it well enough. But basically, like when both these options are bad, people do risky shit because they need to find a return. They're chasing a return. So they'll do Bitcoin and they'll do fucking rising home prices and they'll do Dogecoin and they'll do fucking bubbles. Okay? Because they are chasing return. But when they can get guaranteed riskless low return, that's what they'll do. Why can't the bank match the golden chickens? Great question. I explain it in this slide. Because normally banks, you give them your money and they go and they loan it out for factories and businesses and houses. But instead, most banks just took everyone's money and then bought silver chickens. Okay? Again, I'm covering it all with my face here, but that's what happened. Bank just took all the money that was supposed to, like, that could have went other, and they just bought 10-year low-yield government paper. And so they can't raise their rate to match the 5% because all of the money is already in this 10-year bond for 0.8%. That's the mismanagement. They didn't manage it correctly and actually get a diverse portfolio of assets. Not most banks, but a lot of the middle market banks. Actually, I do think it is most banks. Most banks did it, just not to an overwhelming degree like the banks that have already failed have. But they are all suffering losses. Just like JP Morgan Chase is very diversified, so they can take the losses on the chin. Is Apple making much of a splash in banking? Yeah, I mean, the main thing is the reason all these banks are failing is because when this choice exists, people take their money out of the bank and they go to treasurydirect.com and put it in government bonds. That's what I did. That's what Aiden did. That's what a lot of people have done, okay? But there's plenty of people that are like, that's too much of a hassle. I don't get it. I don't understand it. So when Apple comes in and offers you 4.5% for their bank, that's easy to understand. That's amazing. People know how to do that. They trust Apple. So they take their money out of the bank and put it in that. But either way, whatever's happening, the money's coming out of banks into these high yield side of the environment. So it's fucking over banks. Now, either Apple's the winner or government bonds are the winner or whatever's the winner. But sitting around in a bank at a low interest is the loser. Why go 10-year over 6 months if the rate is 5% each way? Again, a bank's going to buy a 10-year paper because it's less risky and they can lock in their rate. Isn't Apple just Goldman Sachs? Goldman Sachs is the partner, but that's like saying, isn't Apple just Verizon or AT&T or whatever? You know what I'm saying? That's the carrier helping them do it. But Apple owns the relationship with the customer. Apple owns the brand. Apple has everything. Like they can switch Goldman Sachs to anyone else. Goldman Sachs is replaceable, but Apple isn't in that relationship. Why didn't banks buy short-term silver chickens? If you buy the longer yield one, not right now, but generally, so it's confusing. Generally, you'll get a slightly higher rate. And you have more guarantee. You just know what you're going to get for 10 years. Especially like, for the past 10 years, the short-term silver chickens gave you nothing at all. They didn't even have eggs. They were eggless. Okay? So only the 10-year chickens give you any eggs at all. Why did the banks buy silver chickens and not Atrioc? Great question. They're stupid. I have a CD at a local bank for 4.75% a year. Is that good? Yeah, it's good. It's great. Good spot to put your money. If you're getting around 5%, you're doing great. Super risk-free, super safe. Now, we still have over 5% inflation right now, so you're not even really making money. But you're not losing too much and your money's safe. And everything else is pretty risky, so... Any thoughts on Vice potentially going bankrupt? I mean, all online journalism is getting fucked right now. There's no good way to make money. Elon Musk announced an idea to allow you to pay for a single article on Twitter. Did you guys see that? Basically, if like you share an article on Twitter someone can pay a small fee to see just that article and no paywall, that's definitely not going to work. Just a stupid idea. It's going to make a tiny bit of money, but it's not sustainable. And in fact, what I've seen is that attempts to try that in the past have not only failed, they've caused people to cancel their full-time subscriptions to just buy a few articles they want. You know what I'm saying? It's like when they split sports off from cable packages, people realized they only really wanted sports, so they just canceled cable. You know, if you make it a la carte, people realize they only read like 3 articles a month, so they'll just buy those 3, and then you'll get way less money. Have you talked about Elon Musk's claim that Twitter is roughly breaking even now? I don't think he's ever claimed that it's actually breaking even. I think he said we're stable on the path to breaking even, but they're not. They're not breaking even. I wouldn't buy that for a second. Their revenue has only gone down, and the interest expense has only gone up, and they weren't break even before. They're just not. There's no evidence at all that they're even close to break even. Did you see the Phoenix Suns are bypassing network stations to stream games themselves? Yes. It's actually super based. I sent it to Stans. The owners of the Suns, in an effort to get more fans in Arizona to see their games, are bypassing network station owners to allow people to stream the game for free online. It's actually awesome. I think they're like removing it from the cable monopoly. And I think they're taking a short-term hit to the money they could make, but hoping to grow the Suns brand and get more fans. But it's pretty based. It's actually super cool. There could be more to the story that I don't know, but from what I saw, it was pretty sick. Yeah, I think it's sick. Imagine a real quick Hitman run. 9:30, huh? I was going to watch Shark Tank. I think we do a little Shark Tank and then Hitman tomorrow. Sports blackouts are so stupid. Yeah, I mean, all that shit is so dated, dude. It's all just attempts to like clamp down on content, extract a big fat tax. I hope this Suns thing crushes. It'd be awesome. I mean, they said, we're not focusing on money. We're focusing on winning, success, and taking care of the fans, taking care of the community. Now, obviously, they are focusing on money, but they're focusing on long-term money, having a ton of fans, getting an exciting team. Like, that's a cool way. That's fine. Focus on money in the way where fans win. That's cool. Yeah, like they went all in to get KD. They made an exciting team, and they're doing a way for a lot of people to see it. That's way better than like the Monopoly style. Are they getting fucked though? I haven't seen the series. Suns, Nuggets. Is this game over? Wow, it is over, huh? Yikes. Down 0-2? Maybe they should have fucking waited. Don't stream the games for free when you're going 0-2, bro. Wait till after. Nuggets are insane this year. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think we covered. I hope nobody has any more questions. I kind of want to watch Shark Tank, relax for a bit, get some snacks. Sorry for spam, but any opinions on BRICS to move toward local currency trade? My opinion is that de-dollarization is very overhyped. And certainly will not survive a rise in global risk. And I'm generally an economic doomer on that kind of stuff. Everything I've seen from smart people tells me that like it's not happening. How was the new Evil Dead movie? I haven't seen it. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna get some snackies and we'll watch Shark Tank. We'll watch one of the best episodes of Shark. Let me change the title. Shark Tank Poggies. Can I ask a little bit about how companies like that beer company can get away with that sort of blatant monopoly? Well, they're not a monopoly, right? There are competing beer companies. There's just not many of them. It's like an oligopoly or something. There are a few massive conglomerates. And that's how they get away with it. I mean, they say they have competition. And also we just don't enforce antitrust. They have been blocked. They were blocked from buying Constellation beers with Modelo and all that. So sometimes it is enforced, and it's a good thing. It should be enforced more often, ideally. But that group started in 2004, I believe. And since then, they just slowly but surely bought up every competing beer brand until they were a gigantic fucking conglomerate. Have we thought about making group tabs? I'm just gonna work with Sarah. Sarah's gonna help me, and we're gonna organize all our tabs, and then I can do these a lot easier. There are companies that let others survive so they can claim competition. The best example of that was Microsoft. They did it to Apple. Microsoft could have basically killed Apple, but kept them alive so they could say they weren't a monopoly. And then Apple ended up beating Microsoft. Which is very funny. Yeah, G. Scivola said it in chat as well. A lot of times antitrust, they can only prove it, like that you're a monopoly or that you're harming consumers, if you raise prices. But a lot of companies like Amazon have figured out they can become monopolies without really raising prices. What they do is they use their power in other ways. Like Apple has a monopoly basically on apps. Their store is over half of all consumers in the United States. What they do is they don't raise prices on customers. They raise prices on app developers, and they take a 30% tax. Like if you get that big, you can just tax everyone along the way, but not have the customers see the price increase. And so they can't really prove you're a monopoly by old standard. Apple can suck on my crusty nuts. Okay. Well, that's one legal argument. Atrioc, isn't that mean? You should tell him. Open cases with Punch? Anytime this week, Punch. Not tonight, but I'll open cases with you. I am going to get a snack and let's find a Shark Tank episode. Best Shark Tank episodes. My friend is going on Shark Tank this year, and I kind of hope they roast him. Bro, you should link us the episode if they do it. I would love to see your friend on Shark Tank. Maybe we can get him on the fucking stream. Talk about it. Okay. We're going to do season 5, episode 8. Yeah. The episode where Ring appears. We're going to go back a little bit because we're getting too close to modern day. So we're going to go back to one of the classics to really see. Season 5, episode 8. Yeah, this should be it. That's it, right? Season 5, episode 8. I don't... Wait. Are we sure this is that episode? Oh, episode 9. Dude, they fucking lied. God damn it. We watched Ring already? No, we didn't. We watched Ring? %, we did? I don't remember watching Ring. Holy shit, man, I'm fucking losing it. On YouTube, we watched... Link me my own YouTube video where we watched it. Here's what we'll do. We'll watch my video watching it, and that way we'll cover all our bases. That way we'll get a full fucking rewatch. We for sure watched it? I don't remember we watching it. If you find that, I'll get a snacky. I'm thirsty.